Hello friends, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I will explain the poem Tansen by Hazrat Inayat Khan. This poem is a rhyming couplet. So the rhyme scheme is AABBCCDD. This poem has many archaic words and also words of non-English origin. It is a story narrated in the form of a poem. Now let's begin with the poem. Tansen, the singer in great Akbar's court, won great renown. Through the Badshahi fort his voice rang like the sound of silver bells, and Akbar ravished heard. The story tells how the king praised him, gave him many a gem, called him chief jewel in his diadem. Renown means fame. Badshahi means emperor. Ravished means filled with joy. Diadem means crown. Badshahi and diadem are archaic words. Badshahi is a word of non-English origin. Tansen was a singer in the great Emperor Akbar's court. He won great fame and his voice rang melodiously like the ringing of the silver bells through the Badshahi fort. Akbar felt tremendous joy when he heard Tansen sing. There are many stories that tell us how Akbar rewarded Tansen by praising him, gifting him a lot of jewels, and calling him the chief jewel in his crown. His voice rang like the sound of silver bells. Here, the figure of speech is simile because a direct comparison is made. Called him chief jewel in his diadem. The figure of speech is metaphor because Tansen is indirectly compared to a chief jewel. तानसेन बादशाह अकबर के कोर्ट में बहुत बड़े सिंगर थे। उन्होंने बहुत शोहरत हासिल की थी। जब तानसेन गाते थे, ऐसा लगता था कि घंटियां बज रही हैं और मधुर आवाज किले में गूंज रही है। अकबर उनकी आवाज सुनकर बहुत खुश होते, इंजॉय करते। ऐसी बहुत सारी कहानियां हैं जिससे सुनने में आती है कि बादशाह अकबर तानसेन को प्रेज किया करते थे और अपने ताज के 9 रत्नों में से सबसे बड़ा रत्न यानी चीफ ज्वेल मानते थे। One day the singer sang the song of fire, the Deepak Rag, and burning like a pyre his body burst into consuming flame. To cure his burning heart, a maiden came and sang Malhar, the song of water cold, till health returned and comfort as of old. Pyre means a big bundle of wood for burning a dead body. Maiden means a young unmarried woman. Deepak means light or fire. Rag means song or musical composition. Malhar means water. Deepak, Rag, and Malhar, these three words are words of non-English origin. One day, Tansen sang the Deepak Rag, that is, the song of fire, with great intensity. His body burst into flames and burned like a pyre. That means Tansen sang wholeheartedly, with tremendous intensity. A young unmarried woman came and sang Malhar, the song of cold water, in order to cure his burning body and heart. Tansen's health came back to normal again. Burning like a pyre. Here the figure of speech is simile because a direct comparison is made. His body burst. Alliteration is the figure of speech because the sound of the letter B is repeated. To cure his burning heart, a maiden came. Here, the figure of speech is inversion because the words are not in correct prose order. The correct prose order is a maiden came to cure his burning heart. The song of water cold. Here again, the figure of speech is inversion because the words are not in correct prose order. The correct prose order is the song of cold water. एक दिन तानसेन दीपक राग गाने लगे। तानसेन तन मन से गाने लगे। उनके गाने में यानी आवाज में इतनी शक्ति थी कि उनका बदन गर्मी से यानी हीट से जलने लगा। आसपास का तापमान बढ़ गया। मौसम गर्म हो गया। उनको राहत यानी रिलीफ देने के लिए एक कुंवारी लड़की यानी मेडन आकर राग मल्हार गाने लगी। और तब आसपास का माहौल ठंडा हो गया और तानसेन की हालत पहले जैसे शांत हो गई। तानसेन के अंदर जो अग्नि थी यानी आग थी वो धीरे धीरे कम होने लगी। Mighty thy teacher must be and divine, great Akbar said. Magic indeed is thine, learnt at his feet. Then happy Tansen bowed and said, beyond the world's ignoble crowd, scorning its wealth, remote and far away, he dwells within a cave of Himalaya. Could I but see him once? Desired the king. Sit at his feet a while and listening, hear his celestial song. I would deny my state and walk in robes of poverty. Mighty means great. Thy means your. Thine means yours. Ignoble means not worthy. Scorning means disliking. Dwells means lives. A while means for some time. Celestial means heavenly. And deny means give up. Here, thy and thine are archaic words. Akbar praised Tansen by saying that his singing had a magical effect. His singing was magical and divine. He further said that Tansen's teacher must be really mighty and divine because Tansen had learned under the teacher's guidance and coaching. Tansen bowed happily and said that his teacher lived in a remote cave in the Himalayas, far away from the unworthy crowds, disliking worldly wealth, avoiding wealth, fame, name, and popularity. Akbar then felt that Ustad's singing would be even better, and so he strongly desired to meet Ustad and hear him sing. Akbar said that in order to hear the teacher sing, he was ready to sacrifice, that is, give up his status, his position, his royal robes, and instead dress like a poor man, a beggar, or a slave. If only he could sit at the teacher's feet and listen to his heavenly song. Mighty thy teacher must be and divine. The figure of speech is inversion because the words are not in correct prose order. The correct prose order is thy teacher must be mighty and divine. Remote and far away. The figure of speech is tautology because remote and far away have similar meanings. बादशाह तानसेन की तारीफ करने लगे। तानसेन, आप इतना अच्छा गाते हो तो जिसके पैरों के पास बैठकर आपने गाना सीखा वो टीचर तो बहुत ही ग्रेट यानी माइटी गाते होंगे। आपकी आवाज में जादू है। खुश होकर तानसेन अदब से झुका और कहने लगा, मेरे गुरु को भीड़ भाड़ बिल्कुल पसंद नहीं है और इसीलिए वे भीड़ भाड़ से दूर और धन दौलत से दूर अकेले हिमालय के केव में बसे हैं। बादशाह ने पूछा, क्या एक बार, सिर्फ एक बार मैं आपके गुरु से मिल सकता हूं? ये मेरी इच्छा है। उनके चरणों के पास कुछ समय बैठकर मैं उन्हें गाते हुए सुनना चाहता हूं। उनका गाना यानी डिवाइन सॉन्ग जो दुनिया से परे है, वो गाना सुनने के लिए मैं अपनी स्टेटस, किंगशिप को सैक्रिफाइस कर दूंगा और एक गुलाम के कपड़े पहनकर एक गरीब की तरह मैं चलूंगा। Then said Tansen, as you desire, Huzur, indeed 'twere better as a slave and poor to come, for he, lifted above the things of earth, disdains to sing to earthly kings. Huzur means your majesty. 'Twere means it would be. Disdains means dislikes. Twere is an archaic word. It means it would be. And huzur is a word of non English origin. Tansen accepted the king's desire and said that it would be better if the king went as a poor slave because his teacher was above all worldly things. His teacher did not think it worthy to sing to earthly kings. Indeed, 'twere better as a slave and poor to come. Here the figure of speech is inversion because the words are not in correct prose order. The correct prose order is indeed 'twere better to come as a slave and poor. तानसेन ने कहा, जैसे आपकी मर्जी, जैसी आपकी इच्छा, और ऐसा करना बेहतर होगा। गरीबों वाले कपड़े पहनकर चलना ही सही होगा। तब मेरे गुरु गाएंगे, वरना लोगों के लिए और खास करके राजा महाराजाओं के लिए तो वो बिल्कुल गाना पसंद नहीं करते। Long was the road, and Akbar as a slave followed Tansen, who rode towards the cave high in the mountains. At the singer's feet they knelt and prayed with supplications sweet. Towards thy shrine, lo, we have journeyed long. O holy master, bless us with thy song. Rode is the past tense of ride. Supplication means a humble request. Shrine means holy place. Lo means look. Journeyed means traveled. The road was long. Akbar, dressed as a slave, followed Tansen towards the cave located high up in the mountains. They knelt at the singer's feet, that is, the teacher's feet, and requested him with sweet humility to sing a song because they had travelled a long distance towards his holy shrine, that is, his dwelling place. Long was the road. The figure of speech over here is inversion because the words are not in correct prose order. The correct prose order is the road was long. Akbar as a slave. The figure of speech is simile because a direct comparison is made between Akbar and slave. Supplication sweet. Here the figure of speech is alliteration because the sound of the letter S is repeated. Towards thy shrine, lo, we have journeyed long. The figure of speech is inversion because the words are not in correct prose order. The correct prose order is lo. We have journeyed long towards thy shrine. तानसेन और अकबर दोनों गुरु से मिलने चल पड़े। रास्ता बहुत लंबा था। अकबर एक गुलाम की वेशभूषा में तानसेन को फॉलो कर रहे थे। हिमालय में पहुंचकर गुरु के सामने चरणों के पास वो दोनों घुटनों पर गिर कर विनम्रता से कहने लगे, काफी दूरी तय करके हम आपके इस पवित्र स्थान पर आए हैं आपका गाना सुनने के लिए। ए खुदा के बंदे, हमें आपका संगीत सुनाइए। Then Ustad, won by the humility, sang song of peace and high felicity. The Malkaus Rag, all ecstatic, rang till birds and beasts, enchanted as he sang, gathered to hear. Over Akbar's dreaming soul, he felt the waves of heavenly rapture roll. But as he turned to speak his words of praise, Ustad had vanished from his wondering gaze. Ustad means expert. Felicity means great happiness. Ecstatic means great joy. Enchanted means filled with a magical charm. Over means over. Vanished means disappeared. And wondering means surprising. Gaze means look. Ustad and Malkaus are words of non English origin. The teacher, that is Ustad, you can even say singer, was happy with their humility and sang songs of peace and happiness. He sang the Malkaus Rag with such great ecstasy that the birds and beasts gathered to hear. They were enchanted by the Ustad's singing. They were held in a magical spell, that is, they were filled with a magical charm. Akbar felt that he was dreaming. He was filled with heavenly joy. But when he turned to praise Ustad, he found that the Ustad had vanished. Akbar's face had a surprising look. Friends, we know Ustad vanished because he probably did not want to hear any praise. He did not want any demands for more songs. Sang songs of peace and high felicity. Here, the figure of speech is alliteration because the sound of the letter S is repeated. Till birds and beasts enchanted as he sang. Figure of speech is alliteration because the sound of the letter B is repeated. उस्ताद या आप कह सकते हैं गुरु उनकी विनम्रता देखकर इतने खुश हो गए कि उन्होंने राग मालकाउस गाना शुरू कर दिया। चारों तरफ खुशियां फैल गई। आसपास के सभी पशु और पक्षी उस्ताद के गाने से आकर्षित हो गए, जैसे उन्होंने कोई जादू कर दिया हो। उनके पास आकर बैठ गए उनका गाना सुनने के लिए। अकबर उस्ताद का गाना सुनने में खो गए थे। उन्हें ऐसा महसूस हो रहा था जैसे उन्हें कोई जन्नत मिल गई हो। गाना खत्म होते ही अकबर ने आंखें खोली तो वो सरप्राइज हो गए क्योंकि उस्ताद वहां से वैनिश यानी डिसअपियर हो गए थे। उस्ताद वहां से वैनिश इसलिए हुए थे क्योंकि उन्हें तारीफ सुनना पसंद नहीं था। टेल मी तानसेन, what theme this is that holds the soul enchanted and the heart enfolds in high delight? And when he knew the name, tell me, again he said, could you the same theme sing to lure my heart to paths untrod? Ah, no, to thee I sing. He sings to God. Theme means name of the song. Enfolds means filled with. Lure means attract. Untrod means untraveled. And D means you. D is an archaic word. Akbar asked Tansen the name of the song, that is, which rag or which musical composition it was, because the song had filled his song with magical charm and made the heart feel intense delight, intense happiness. Tansen told him it was Rag Malkaus. Akbar again asked Tansen if Tansen could sing the same song so that he could experience the same delight again, the same joy again. Tansen replied that he could not, because his singing would not produce the same effect as that by the Ustad. And why was this so? This was so because Tansen sang to Akbar, a human being, while Ustad sang to God. To thee I sing. The figure of speech is inversion because the words are not in correct prose order. The correct prose order is I sing to thee. अकबर बहुत खुश हुए और उन्होंने तानसेन से उस गाने का नाम पूछा। तानसेन ने बताया कि उस्ताद ने राग मालकाउस गाया। क्या तुम भी राग मालकाउस गा सकते हो इसी तरह से जैसे तुम्हारे उस्ताद ने गाया? तानसेन ने कहा, नहीं, बिल्कुल नहीं, क्योंकि मैं आपके लिए गाता हूं। मैं शोहरत, धन, दौलत पाने के लिए गाता हूं, लेकिन मेरे उस्ताद ईश्वर के लिए गाते हैं और इसीलिए उनकी सिंगिंग में जादू है। फ्रेंड्स, what is the message of this poem? The poet wishes to convey the message that we can reach greater heights in our field if we don't run after money, fame, status, power, or riches. Instead, we should devote our talent to God Almighty instead of just human beings. So, friends, this was the explanation of the poem Tansen. I hope you have learned something from this video. Thank you for watching this video. Bye.